Hi everyone, and thanks for joining me for this on-demand session. I'm James Castle, part of the online learning team at the University of Georgia. We design and develop online course content across a wide range of programs. And one of our biggest challenges is scale. As course offerings grow, we need ways to ensure consistency, quality, and efficiency, not just in how we design courses, but how we maintain and update them over time. Brightspace offers a lot of flexibility. Features like HTML templates and public files are incredibly useful. But when you're managing a large number of courses across a cohesive program of study, that flexibility alone isn't enough. We need something more scalable to reduce the burden on instructional designers, empower faculty, and help us deliver content that stays consistent over time. In this session, I'll show you how we used Brightspace's flexibility, along with a modern web development approach, to create reusable, dynamic content inside Brightspace content pages. These content elements simplify complex layouts, add smart behavior, and make maintenance easier. I'll walk you through how we built reusable content elements with the lit JavaScript library and how we made them easy for non-technical authors to use across any course. We'll take a look at some of the elements we've created, like accordions, code boxes, and instructor-only notes, and we'll discuss lessons we've learned while scaling this approach across our courses. Let's start by looking at the problem we were trying to solve and the steps we took in pursuit of more manageable content elements. When you're creating hundreds of courses, maintaining consistency becomes a major challenge. Copying and pasting HTML is error-prone, and making a small update across many courses can take hours. Brightspace HTML templates are helpful, but they only go so far. They're not dynamic, they don't scale gracefully, and they aren't aligned with our institution's brand. Our first step towards solving this was to create a formal design system, a shared set of reusable content elements that followed our brand standards, met accessibility guidelines, and provided a consistent student experience. These included pre-built elements like accordions, tabs, callouts, buttons, and more. Each element was designed to be flexible, responsive, and consistent across courses. These elements function like building blocks that can be assembled into content layouts. This gave us branded accessible components, reusable HTML patterns, a unified look and feel across all of our web content, from our public-facing sites to our course content, and common content structures across courses in a program, which are great for consistency and reducing cognitive load. But a new problem emerged. While the design system improved consistency, it relied on manually editing complex HTML. Each component required nested elements, specific class names, and often multiple attributes. Anyone who has deployed HTML templates with complex or interactive elements might have experienced similar issues. Instructional designers had to carefully copy and paste HTML and double-check attributes. When faculty tried to make updates, they would accidentally break the formatting. Instead of removing technical barriers, we'd unintentionally created a new kind of bottleneck. People needed technical support just to use the tools that were supposed to make their lives easier. We had a powerful foundation, but we hadn't yet solved the core problem. How do we make advanced content patterns usable by anyone without requiring them to be HTML experts? We needed a way to make our design elements available as simple, easy-to-use building blocks. That's what led us to the next phase of our solution. So what's a web component? In plain English, it's a custom HTML tag, one you invent. For example, we created a tag called UGA accordion. When you add that tag to a Brightspace page, it automatically brings along everything it needs: the styling, behavior, and logic. But to the content author using it, it's just one clean line of HTML. There's no need to copy and paste complex layouts, no nested divs, no custom scripting, just a simple, portable HTML tag. We chose the lit JavaScript library to build these components. Here's why lit works so well in Brightspace. It's lightweight and fast, ideal for Brightspace's environment. It simplifies development with templating and reactivity. It plays nicely with existing HTML with no complex toolchains or frameworks required. And Brightspace's core UI is also built with lit under the hood. Basically, lit lets us focus on the component, not the scaffolding around it. So let's walk through the full workflow of how we create and use these components. First, we build the component. We create it with lit. We define the template, styling, and behavior all in one place. Then we package the component as a JavaScript file and upload it to Brightspace's public files area, just like you would any other file. When a content author wants to use the component, they include a simple script tag to their HTML page that points to the JavaScript file. Then they just add a custom tag, like UGA accordion, anywhere on the page, and that's it. The component takes care of everything else behind the scenes. This system gives us reusable components that work well across any course, low barrier authoring with no coding required, built-in branding and accessibility baked into each element. This is what makes our content scalable, and it's what's unlocked reusable, dynamic elements in our courses. Now that we've covered how our systems work, let's take a look at a few real-world examples. In the past, when we wanted to create multi-level expandable content, like FAQs or multi-section guides, it required complex, carefully nested HTML. Even small mistakes could break the layout. It wasn't scalable, and it wasn't easy for our content authors to manage. Now, our authors can simply add a custom tag, UGA accordion, and provide a small JSON file that defines the sections and items. Creating these JSON files is simple, and we even use generative AI tools to help draft or format the JSON. And where do these files live? We give authors two options. First, they could put the JSON file in course files if the content is for one specific course. Or we can add the JSON file to public files for shared content that needs to be made available in multiple courses. By using public files, we can maintain shared resources like course policies or student support information, and then update them in one place for those updates to be seen everywhere instantly. This approach lets us generate complex layouts from simple data. It's an ideal solution for templating and scaling. Next, let's look at a tool that helps us present code examples clearly and interactively for learners. Displaying code examples